Okay, so here is the Yotul budget deck for you. So we do have like 12 one drop, counting burn as a one drop. This deck is let's say really not interactive with your opponent. You just want to go full face most of the time. So you have Duelist that is pinging your opponent. It is working super greatly with the hero power right there, which non-combat damage dealt by your cards is increased by one this turn. So this is working well with all the ping stuff. So you got Duelist, a Bounty Pawn, Regular, then you got lots of burn action, which is burn itself, crackling bolt, burning tendrils. You got cleave that can actually work as a sort of area of effect, like sort of a heat wave in some situation. And then you got those 3-drop Performer and Brutalizer. Brutalizer is one of the key card. If you hit them, usually your hand and your game become from aggressive to extremely aggressive, and that can become super crazy. So yeah, this deck is really straightforward. As I mentioned in my article, it's not the deck that is the most difficult to play. Usually, since your best plan is just to go face, it's usually not that hard. But it becomes way harder after sideboard. So after sideboard, you got Witch. So if you don't have which is a little bit expensive, so if you don't have that, I would just consider either more Crimson Bolt, more Mindpire, or more cards that do stuff. You can place Hewer if you want to, more Tendrils. So just things that does damage is important. I'm searching if there is something else you could play instead of that. I think that's about it. I think. If you have enough, you can go for Drown Shrine as well. It's a little bit sketchy. You can go for Zygmunt's Game if you want, if you have them. But you have tons of choices. But which is the best option? I don't even have 4, I think. I will probably purchase one, at least to have 4 for this deck. But yeah, that's about it. That's really straightforward. You will see during our session tonight. So this is the second budget session that we have. So yesterday was about Winter Moon Control, and today is about Yotul aggro. Tomorrow will be Urgnok aggro, and the day after will be Magbombus with Gobbler. Hey Tom King! So today will be a bit of Yotul burn. So that was it for the presentation of the deck. I guess I hope I was clear enough. Performer, for example, I didn't actually explain a little more about Performer. But Performer is just a 3-1 beater, which is usually fine, and can also have a Scorch. And Scorch is becoming better thanks to the hero bar. And I think the rest is pretty fine. Blood Infusion Device, for example, is great to fix and have access to the hero power, and also to do some damage as soon as you get double blood. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's harder to misplay with that deck, but you can still. It's fairly fast, I agree. That's one of the good points about playing that in the ladder, is that you will go through lots of game with it. we will maybe even in this session do, even though it's a shorter one, we will maybe just do more games than we did with Moon. You will see that. So that was it for the presentation of the deck, and let's jump into the ladder game.